Hey everybody, it's Brian, the home loan and real estate guy. Today, I wanted to talk about a window of opportunity in the real estate market. So right now, there's about a 4-month window of opportunity in the market. I'm not saying that there's not going to be opportunity after 4 months, but what I'm just saying is, if you're a home buyer and you're looking at purchasing, you have this 4-month window. And what I mean by this is this. Right now, a lot of people know that the incoming Fed chair, his term starts in May, and the first Fed meeting for the new Fed chair is in June. So there's a lot of buyers right now that are sitting out on the sidelines and they're like, hey, we know mortgage rates are going to push lower once the new Fed chair comes into office. So I think we're just going to kind of sit on the sidelines and wait until the Fed chair comes in and mortgage rates move lower. The problem with that is that a lot of buyers are going to find themselves in a situation where they're going to be competing with other buyers. Because if everybody sits around and they're waiting for the Fed chair to come into office and they're waiting to buy, you're going to see this flood of buyers come into the market. Something that I wanted to share with everybody. Now, I've been doing this for 22 years, real estate and lending for 22 years. I've been through a couple market ups and a couple market downs. And when you've been in this business for this long, you start to see patterns, right? There's a rhythm, there's a cycle to this. And with interest rates now in the 5% range, okay, I was just pricing this out this morning. Conventional rates, 5.75. FHA and VA, 5.25. When you have interest rates dip into the 5% range, doesn't matter if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, it opens up the opportunity for buyers to qualify for more. It's the affordability factor, right? And it's the sweet spot. So we've entered that sweet spot. Starting March 1st, it's the home buying season. Every year, March 1st, kicks off the home buying season. That's, 10, 12 days away. So you have interest rates that are already in the 5% mark, and they're moving lower. You have home buying season kicking off in, the next 10 to 12 days. We have an incoming Fed chair in May, and we're going to start to see a series of federal rate cuts starting probably in May or June. And those rate cuts are going to continue throughout the year. Now, mortgage rates aren't tied to the Fed fund rate. Credit cards, auto loans, equity lines of credit, those are. But mortgage rates and the Fed fund rate do move in sync. So there's this opportunity right now. For anybody who's been following the market, you've seen over the last, 18 to 24 months, home prices come down a little bit, right? A lot of price reductions. You've seen sellers paying for interest rate buy downs, giving credits. So this is something to be aware of, because when home buying season officially kicks off, and knowing that interest rates are in the 5% range and moving lower, knowing that the Fed chair is coming into office in May, and then we're going to start to see a series of aggressive rate cuts in May and June and the months that follow after that, what we're going to see is a flood of buyers enter the market. And I'm already seeing this. And this is something that I wanted to share. I'm already seeing this. So for a lot of people out there who watch my videos, remember, not only do I do loans, but I do real estate. And on the loan side, applications are increasing, okay? I have so many people going to my Google page, so many people going to my website, so many people emailing me, calling me, and texting me, getting prepared, qualifying, okay? And I can't stress this enough. The prime time to purchase in this market right now is this next 4 months, because prices have come down. There's a lot of homes on the market. We've seen a buildup of inventory. We're still actually below a normal level of inventory, but we've seen this increase in inventory, okay? And that has pushed prices down. So you have a lot of sellers out there who are like, hey, I just want to get rid of this property. They're giving seller credits. They're offering interest rate buy downs. So that's what I'm talking about this window of opportunity, because what's going to happen as we kick off home buying season, and again, as mortgage rates move lower, and then we know they're even going to push lower after the Fed chair comes into office, a lot of this excess inventory is going to get absorbed by the flood of buyers that are coming into the market. And I keep saying a flood of buyers because I know about the buyers, because I can already see it. The applications are coming in. People are getting pre-approved and getting going through that process, or actively out shopping. So this inventory is going to get soaked up. And then what we're going to see as we move into the second half of the year is we're going to start to see prices ink up a little bit. Nothing crazy, okay? But we're going to see prices go up a little bit. We're going to start to see that inventory get absorbed and seller credits start to go away. And this is what I'm talking about this window of opportunity, right? There's always opportunity in real estate. I don't want anybody to think like I'm not saying that if you don't buy in the next 4 months, there's not going to be opportunity. No, there's going to be opportunity. But to maximize your opportunity, to get a home for as cheap as possible, to get as many seller credits as possible. And remember, seller credits helps you, the buyer, keep money in your pocket, right? So if you want to maximize seller credits, you want to maximize an interest rate buy down, you want to maximize getting a property at the lowest price possible, you have about a 4-month window before this starts to fade and go away. So that's why I'm doing this video. And I want everybody who's watching this video, if you're an agent, if you're a buyer, if you're a past client, please share this, right? Get the word out there. This is the time to buy, because again, once that Fed chair comes into office, right, it's game on. Real estate is going to start to turn a little bit, and it's going to go from a buyer's market to more of a stable market, and then over time switch back to a seller's market. Okay? It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a little bit. We've been in a buyer's market for the last 18 to 24 months. This is the down cycle, right? We're right about here, and we're getting ready to come out of it. Okay? And it's not just me saying this. This is something else I wanted to relay. It's not just me saying this. You know, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all these big banks, National Association of Realtors, everybody has revised their forecast for the real estate market in 2026 and 2027. And they see appreciation going up, right? On average, home price appreciation, about 4%. Yeah, you're going to get some areas like coastal areas that are going to appreciate higher, but an average 4% appreciation, okay? That's pretty good appreciation rate. So anyways, I just want to get out and share this information for everybody who's looking to buy. Please share this and let everybody know that we have this window of opportunity, and take advantage of it. And shoot, man, if anything, this morning I was in bed looking at houses. I'm looking to buy, right? I'm sitting there going, oh man, I have this window, right? I can get in, get a property kind of cheap, put a renter in it, maybe fix one up and flip it. So that's what I'm doing. And if I'm the home loan and real estate guy and I'm out shopping, within the next couple of months, you should be too. So take my advice on this. If you ever have any questions, you ever need anything, you want to know something, please don't hesitate to reach out. And before I sign off, I do want to say one last thing. Home equity lines of credit rates are in the 6% range now. I had a client the other day that we did an equity line for about 2 years ago at 11%. He called me and he was like, hey, I've been watching your videos. I see the rates are going down. We priced this equity line out, and for him, he got it down into the 7% range. But I was pricing another one out, and it came up at like 6.85%, an equity line, a $50,000 equity line. So I really wanted to tell everybody, if you've had an equity line, if you got one a year, 2, 3 years ago when interest rates were kind of high, give me a call. Let's refinance that, okay? And we can drop that interest rate and drop that payment, because again, this guy went from 11% interest rate down to mid or high 7% range. And again, I had priced out a $50,000 equity line and it came in the high 6% range. So for those people who have equity lines of credit, this is a great moment, great opportunity to refinance that, lower the rate, lower the payment. And again, when you do these refinances and you're lowering the rate and you're lowering the payment, the goal is to take that savings and apply it to the principal balance so you're paying that debt off at a quicker pace. Okay, so just wanted to share that. As always, hey Scott, thanks for watching, man. As always, if you guys ever need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always available and here to help. Take care, everybody.